Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. As you can see, we've got our big block Ford torque monster dug from out from underneath the steps, and I really need to get her in the boat and get her lined up so I can see where the engine mounts are going to go. Now, I got a couple of choices on engine mounts. I got a 3-piece engine mount that come with the engine that I bought out there, which is more or less outriggers that go on either side of the motor here, and then the bell housing that mounts on the back of the motor has got a U-shaped mount, and that's typically used to mount on a American turbine split bolt pump, but not the axial flow pump. But I got these older style. These are from competition. I've seen them from Hard Marine or whatever. This is the rear mount. See the outcut for the starter that goes around our flywheel, and the front side looks like this. Now I've seen these. This one was actually a full circle, and I've seen them U-shaped, so I went ahead and cut this into a U-shape. That way I didn't have to pull my harmonic balancer off. But I mean, it's got 4 bolts, so shouldn't really need that across there. But this is a 4-post mount. Now, the feet on these, you can see how it fits right in there, and then it's adjustable on your width depending on where your floor joists are. But we're going to use what they call a 4-post mount. So there'll be a foot at each corner. Well, I'm going to have to cut those bolts off. Too long. Wait a minute, there's a spacer that goes on here. Crap. I don't know what the hell I did with it. There it is. No, that ain't right. No way. Oh, that sucks. This is the new PTO I got that goes directly to my new pump. Well, it doesn't line up with the spacer that I had for that old engine. See how different size the shoes are, the bolt pattern. Well, nice. Well, this one lines up, but I don't have the male end to the PTO. This style pushed directly into a split bolt pump. So this spacer is useless. I don't have the spacer for that PTO. Shit. It'll be 2 weeks before I can get that. Right here. Well, I was hoping I wouldn't have to pull the water pump off, but this bolt hole that I'm messing with right now, there was absolutely no way that I was going to get it underneath the outport of the water pump and in there around the corner. So had to take it off, but luckily that gasket came off exactly the way it was supposed to. So we'll get this all fit in here square, hopefully, and get her put back together. Probably just see, here's the thing. Hand me another one. Yeah. Well guys, we've put in a hell of a lot of time today. My wife Amy helped me quite a bit today. These things right here, they're not really that heavy. They're probably about 35 pounds a piece, but try to hold it and finagle some you know, manifold bolts in there. And, man, that was a hell of a time. We got everything down to our billet dipstick. This is the heart and soul of keeping the engine cool. This section right here is for the engine, okay? That's all antifreeze, but this section over here, this is my oil cooler, and I've got a couple of hoses and a fitting to put on here yet, but the closed cooling system will pump fresh water from the pump, and it'll come in here, and more or less there's a radiator inside this tube, okay? So it's reversed just the way a radiator works, but fresh water runs through there while antifreeze is surrounding it and cools it that way. And fresh water runs on this side and cools my oil as well. So this is a big deal, and this is more or less the whole reason why I bought that other engine all the way from California. But so we got a little bladder box on here. I had quite a bit of fun getting all this fit back together, but it's like anything else, you know, it all takes just about time and a half of what it should, but we got her together, looking pretty good, really. Of course, you've seen earlier, I'm missing my adapter. The PTO will bolt right up to my crank, but I don't have the right adapter. I thought I could use the old one. Well, it turns out the bolt pattern's not the same for the new spline on that new PTO. So I'll have to order that. That'll take a week or so to get here. But more or less, I just wanted to get my engine mounts on here so I can get the engine in the boat, and that way we can line up our engine mounts where my feet will bolt together. It's dark. Me and Amy have been working all day, and we're going to do that tomorrow. So we're going to go lights out tonight, and I'll see you back in the morning. Good morning. Back out here plugging away. Just cleaning up this adapter for the oil cooler. Making sure all the aluminum shavings are out of it. Get ready to throw it on here. Pretty cool setup, really. All it is an aluminum foot that mounts on the oil filter, and there's an inlet hose and an outlet hose. Comes out of the block, goes out the outlet hose, goes into the oil cooler, comes out of the oil cooler on the bottom, goes back into the inlet hose, back through the oil filter, and then back to the motor. Pretty simple. Ideal, but it doesn't stick out more than an inch or so from the outer side, and it's away from the heat, so should work. You know, a handful of years ago, I picked up a great big 3/4 inch drive socket set at a yard sale or an auction or something, and I never thought I'd use it. I was like, hey, that'd be cool to have. Well, I tell you what, every now and then, a guy's got to get it out, and sure is handy to have the right tool, right? Make sure I get all these really tight. This engine actually makes 90 psi of oil pressure, so take extra time, make sure these are tight. I don't have a mess the first time I fire this mother up. I may manipulate these feet a little bit. You know, one of them is way down, one of them's down a little bit. You can flip them around where one's up and one's way down, and so I know I need to get my engine about 5 degrees, 7 degrees, something like that, down tilt. Got to line the PTO up, of course, you know, as close as possible. But I can't do that without that PTO adapter that bolts up to the flywheel. So right now it was just to set it in here and see where my engine mounts are going to be. And I've got a big piece of 1/2 inch by 6 inch flat bar over there. I'm thinking a 3-foot piece on each side, probably. Something of that nature to bolt these feet to. Something simple, strong, but if I hit something, it's going to dissipate that energy, you know, across the foot and not puncture the skin right in front of it. So anyway, I got a little time to decide on that because I still got to get that PTO adapter in here. But as you can see, she's a lot bigger now. She's all dressed up for the party, ready to go. We got about 36 inches wide. How it sits right now, that's about 32 inches tall. So by the time I get the carb on here, get it lifted, and get it in line with PTO, she's probably going to be up in this range somewhere, probably about 40 inches. So I'm probably going to have a, I don't know, 6 to 8 inch raised dog box on top. But I think I'm actually going to have the console right in front of it and sit on the doghouse for the captain's chair. So that'll get me up high, easy to see. I can have chairs on either side for riders. But I still got to buy my tubing. My exhaust is going to go through the hole about right there, somewhere in that nature. These are 3.5 inch ports, so just going to do a straight cut, try to keep it cheap. Still, from here to the transfer is going to cost me $600, so kind of hard to save money with $600 a pop. But anyway, been a full weekend. Thanks for joining me, guys. I know I said we were going to be flipping this boat over, but I wanted to get these engine mounts in first, but now it looks like I can't even do that. So anyway, one day at a time, right? As always, guys, don't forget to wear your personal flotation devices. Be safe while you're out there on the water. We'll see you next time.